All right, this is basically the process that I go through when I start designing pipes for a motorcycle. You have to kind of look at the bike and either find a line or a curve that you want to accent, or if the bike's very straight, find a gentle curve that will kind of flow with the motorcycle. On this particular motorcycle, we have this rear curve here for the fender strut, and we're going to try to find something that will work. Basically take a piece of welding rod and we try to find a line. And on this particular bike, I'm feeling more of a curve about right here. And once we get a mental picture of what we're looking for, we basically just start bending some pipes and tacking them together to make a prototype. All right, here's a piece of tubing that we bent to a radius that we think will work. And basically we're going to try to figure out how to get this connected to the head. So I'm going to take some U-bends and kind of get a general idea in line where I want to connect the head pipe to the curved section of the pipe. So this is kind of the process that we go through. And once we cut the pieces up, we can come with a piece basically that's kind of comes out exactly where we want, has enough clearance between parts so they don't heat them up, and we can start welding the pieces together. So what we're going to do is start mocking up our pieces that we have cut. Okay, kind of seeing that it's following the lines that we want. It definitely accents them. It's not the exact same curve, but it adds something to the motorcycle, a really nice feel. So this is basically the end process of the fabricating and prototyping the pipe. And what we'll do is we'll finish up the tips, and basically we'll take it and put it in a program so the pipe bending machines can bend all these pieces in one piece and turn it into a production pipe. The next part or process that we do and go through is designing the tips. The tips are pretty important as far as where the sound is pointed, and also, you know, you don't want a pipe that hits the ground and just blows dust up everywhere, nor do you want a pipe that's going to be super loud because it's bouncing off the ground and hitting the passenger or the person right next to you. These particular pipes will have baffles, internal baffles in them, and but you still want to design the pipe to kind of, with these particular ones, we want them to kind of point backwards and not so much at the ground, but just kind of backing away. So what we'll do is we'll take another U-bend here, and I'll put a couple marks on it of how exactly we want to bend it or cut it, so we can get a tip that looks pretty cool, and at the same point it's very functional. A lot of people don't realize how much the tip actually does with deflecting the sound. With all of my bikes, these are a lot of thought goes into them. So basically, this is a bend, and this little scoop right here is actually going to be the part that will push the exhaust out and away from the bike, rather than if it was just a baloney cut or something like that, if it was just pointing at the ground and just basically being a street sweeper. So what we'll do is we'll show you a process once we get into full production. These will be cut by hand now, but in the production we have a CNC plasma cutter that will cut all this stuff out, and it'll be pretty cool.